Candice LeRae's final independent appearance here at Bar Wrestling, January 18th. Off the WWE goes. Oh man, the final time meeting Candice LeRae on the independent level. She's WWE bound. What a moment. There she is, staying late for all her fans. Candice LeRae, Joey Ryan, World's Cutest Tag Team together one last time here at Bar Wrestling. Happily ever after. Oh, there you have it. I was at Bar Wrestling 8, Happily Ever After, the final independent appearance for one Candice LeRae. What can I say that hasn't already been said about Candice LeRae? She was amazing. I mean, when a time when women's wrestling wasn't really looked at seriously, except for maybe the TNA Knockouts division, women's wrestling was just a special attraction. You maybe get one match on a show here and there, but it wasn't until a promotion like AWS really started to focus on women's wrestling, and Bart did a hell of a job of establishing women wrestlers like Candice LeRae. Man, oh man, then she went on to PWG, ended up teaming with the one and only King of Dong Style, King of Sleaze, always big in Japan, Joey Ryan. The Cutest Tag Team was formed. They made history. They made intergender tag teams and intergender wrestling awesome to watch. And since then, women's wrestling has really grown. It's phenomenal right now. I mean, you go to shows, you get multiple women's matches, and you don't just look at it as some special attraction. No, women wrestlers, I'll tell you what, they can fucking go these days. And one that can always go, and will do so in WWE, is one Candice LeRae. It was special being there. Oh my god, it was... I'm speechless just thinking about it, but let me show you some of the cool autographs that I got. Now let's relive some other memories that I have of Candice LeRae. One of them I'll tell you right now because we couldn't take any pictures during the taping at the time, but Lucha Underground, the 100th episode. My buddy Weapon X 1990 and I were there. And the Cutest Tag Team made their Lucha Underground debut. That was cool. That was one of the first few times I got to see Candice LeRae in person. The next time, well, it was in May of 2017 at AWS Women's Tournament number 5. And I got to meet Candice LeRae for the first time. Fucking awesome. Man, oh man. She did come up short in that tournament. I mean, second round she got choke slammed on a chair. Yeah, all I got is a picture for it. I can't show any video because I respect AWS, just like how I respect Bar Wrestling. Couldn't show much footage other than, hey, just a big goodbye to Candice. But let's get to the autographs and show you what I got at Bar Wrestling 8. Happily Ever After. Candice LeRae, Joey Ryan. Oh, also somebody from the old Degeneration X days was there. Oh, man. And here we go to start things off. This was handed to us in the crowd at Bar Wrestling 8, Happily Ever After. We had to hold this up for Candice LeRae and cheer her on. Hey, cupcake. Pretty cool. We got to hold it, and, then afterwards, when they were doing the meet and greet with the fans who didn't get a chance to meet her before the show, well, you could have this signed by her, which I did. I mean, this was a moment. At first, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this, but then, as I was waiting in line, I was like, you know what? This was a moment. This was a memory. I got to get this signed by Candice LeRae. We want Candice, right? Another Candice LeRae autograph I got on the aforementioned AWS Women's Tournament number 5. Hell of a show, which was eventually won by La Chingona, Ruby Reyes, who eliminated Candice LeRae. But there's her autograph in Azul, or blue. Already signed by Shotzi Blackheart and one Wounded Owl, Lufisto. Fun night that I always love to relive.
AWS. Man, oh man. Speaking of AWS, I got another autograph by Candice LeRae on an AWS show. This time, AWS Halloween Slaughterhouse from 2009. Features 2 matches of hers. One, there you go, a weapons steel cage match against Christina Von Eerie. Oi, oi. Hell yeah, you gotta love the Reno Scum. She was also in a Students vs. Pros match later that year. But man, oh man, pretty gnarly stuff seeing a women's match back in the day, a women's weapons steel cage match. And who better to have featured in it than the one and only Candice LeRae. Man. And then, of course, since this was bar wrestling happily ever after, I decided to buy the very first bar wrestling show. Debuted in June of 2017, and you know what? I had to get it signed by the man who runs it, Joey Ryan, and of course, the one departing, Candice LeRae, because who knows when we'll get to see her again, since, you know, WWE appearances are few and far between, folks. So there you go, there's your match listing for the very first bar wrestling, and in case you don't know about bar wrestling, they made some headlines in December of 2017, thanks to one Kevin McAllister. That's right, Macaulay Culkin appeared at Bar Wrestling 7. Yeah, that was pretty trippy. And no, that was not the major reason I went to Bar Wrestling 8. It was because I've been hearing so many good things about this promotion. And of course, it's ran by Joey Ryan. The shows always look stacked. So, the show's always looking stacked. I had to go and check it out. And I did. And who knew it would be the final show on the independent scene for Candice LeRae. And then I got the very first PWG show signed as well. How about that? The very first bar wrestling show signed by Joey Ryan. And now the very first Pro Wrestling Guerrilla show signed by Joey Ryan. Back when he was a member of the X Foundation. Oh, man. Look at that, man. Just trippy. Back in 2003. Back before I really even followed independent wrestling. But yeah. The very first PWG show signed. It's always out of print every time I look on the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla website, so hopefully you can find a copy of this one day. But I'm glad to have had it signed by Joey Ryan, who, man, oh man, has transcended things. I got other autographs as well. Bad boy Joey Janela from Game Changer Wrestling. I had heard amazing things about Joey Janela's spring break. Joey Janela is chill as hell of a wrestler. He's also famous for his match with John Zandig at the very first Tournament of Survival where they had a 30-foot fall off of a building. But Joey Janela's spring break, courtesy of Game Changer Wrestling. I can't wait to check this out. And then, oh, you didn't know? That's right, because your ass better call somebody. Badass Billy Gunn signed my Attitude Era Volume 2 DVD. So cool to meet Billy Gunn. Grew up watching him in my teenage years, so I had to have him sign this. Fun times at Bar Wrestling 8. And also, I had recently gotten a San Diego Gulls shirt. I'm a big fan, becoming a big fan, I should say, of going to hockey games. I had only gone to one previously to 2017, and that was back in late 2006. The Anaheim Ducks, which the San Diego Gulls are now the minor league affiliate of that NHL franchise. And I just remember quack, quack, motherfucker, that night when the Rangers defeated the Ducks. But now, always going to San Diego Gulls games, so I figured I had to get me a San Diego Gulls shirt. And yeah, it's a little wrinkled because I had worn it, and I got to put it in the wash, so that's right, wash day. Nothing clean, right? Ooh, so there you have it for all the madness that was Bar Wrestling 8 Happily Ever After. Best of luck to Candice LeRae. I hope she kicks ass and takes names on the biggest stage of them all. She's awesome, and I know many WWE fans will become a big fan of hers. So Bar Wrestling 8 was last week. This week, Underground Empire Wrestling returns with Sovereign of Slaughter 3. I'm ready for a deathmatch tournament. It's been since August of 2017 when I went to Blood Brothers Crimson Cup. Ooh, I can't wait. Light tubes being cracked over people's heads, barbed wire, fire, skewers maybe, weed whackers, who the fuck knows. But all I could say is definitely check out
the first two Sovereign of Slaughters if you can. In fact, speaking of Sovereign of Slaughter 1, I gotta get that tournament winner, Corporal Robinson, to sign it. He's gonna be there this Saturday in Santa Ana at the Elks Lodge. It's gonna be a massacre. Oh, fuck yeah. I cannot wait. So, and then Sunday, it'll be Day of the Scream Queens. A little reunion of sorts with the Monster Squad. Oh, man. So just like Bar Wrestling 8, this week, everyone, including myself, will definitely be happily ever after. Fuck yeah.
We love you, Candice!